Wait. This is scary. 0.12. That is over the legal limit. Soy sauce, did you know that it has 0 alcohol in it, and yet it will still trigger a very high reading on the roadside breathalyzer? In this video, I'm going to teach you why the breathalyzer is dangerous to you. Number 2, the 2 scenarios when you are legally required to do the preliminary alcohol breath machine. And number 3, I'm going to give you a live demonstration on how soy sauce triggers the Draeger 7510 roadside breathalyzer. I'm DUI lawyer Patrick Silva, 100% DUIs, 24 years, well over 3,000 cases. Now let's get to work and stick around and see what I'm going to show you. Why is the fuel cell dangerous to you? Let's take a look. The fuel cell is approximately inside, and this is an example, inside this little fuel cell holder, and it's about the size of a quarter. All handheld devices that are used as breathalyzers when you're stopped for suspicion of a DUI are utilizing a fuel cell technology inside the breathalyzer. What is a fuel cell and exactly how does it work? If we're looking at this example, the breath is coming in through this little tiny hole. And here's what happens. This fuel cell, we'll just give an example. Let's analogize it to a Duracell AA battery. A AA battery has a positive and a negative. When they touch, they burn, and they create a chemical reaction, and that is what gives you the electricity. Think of this fuel cell as half, or let's say the positive, and your breath is a negative. Allegedly, when those two touch, it creates an electrical current that gets measured by a little computer, and that gives out a magic voodoo reading. But stick around, there's a problem with it. One of the problems is that the fuel cell only has a lifespan of about 2 to 5 years. Some literature puts it at 5 to 10 years, but the scientific community does recognize a fuel cell life of 2 to 5 years. What does that mean? That means that it starts to deteriorate and the readings become false. One could argue that it benefits the person blowing into the machine, but the other side says that it does not. But here's the real danger. The real danger is that the fuel cell is not specific for ethyl alcohol. That means that alcohol that's found in wine, beer, hard alcohol. It will actually register 3 different types. Ethyl, which is in your beer, wine, hard liquor. Methyl, that's known as a wood alcohol. That's dangerous. You're never going to really see that. And it will measure isopropyl alcohol. Think of that as rubbing alcohol. But here's what happens. Let me give you an example. Let's say a person's diabetic. You ever been around a person that's diabetic and they're going through ketosis, or they're on that Atkins diet? They kind of got that funky smell on their breath. Well, that's an acetone being created by the body. And the body can actually transform the acetone into, quote, an isopropyl alcohol compound, and that will register on this. There's actually scientific literature to back this claim up. Let's go on to discussion 2. When are you legally required to blow into the roadside breath machine? Let's go through 3 scenarios. You're over 21 and you have no DUIs. Well, guess what? The roadside breath test is completely voluntary at that point. The officer suspects that you've been drinking. You don't answer any questions. He says, hey, will you blow into my voodoo machine and we'll see if you're okay to drive, and you'll be on your way. Trick number 1. Let's go through scenario 2. You're over 21, but you got a DUI on your record and you're still on probation. And this is going to be specific to California. Well, guess what? You're required to blow into that breath machine because that's what you agreed to, and that's what the law is in California. And then let's go through scenario number 3. You're under 21. You have no DUIs on your record. It doesn't matter. Under 21, you're required in California to blow into the roadside breath machine. Now, reading the ingredients: water, soybean, wheat, and salt. There is no alcohol in this at all. But here's the problem. Soy sauce is created by a process using fermentation. Let's go to that issue. Now, what I'm about to say is my own theory. I haven't been able to prove it on any science articles, but if soy sauce is fermented and alcohol is fermented, is it plausible that it's the fermentation process of the soy sauce that is triggering to imitate the presence of alcohol on a breath machine? Let's go through, how is alcohol made? What is the fermentation process? Well, you take a sugar, right? a grape, you take a yeast, right? That's a bacteria. You add some heat, and over time, you're gonna get alcohol. Over in the soy sauce area, you take a food and ingredients, soybeans and wheat, you add some salt. Over time, that's going to what? Ferment when they're not keeping it cool. Now, this is the Draeger 7510 model. Interesting enough, Draeger won't sell their machines to lawyers. I wonder why. I had to go to Poland via eBay and buy this. I think this costs a lot of money, but I got it out of Poland, brand new. And when I bought it, I said, I want the disc that comes with it, and I want the manual. I got those things. Another video, we're gonna discuss some really interesting statements made by the company in its own manual. But here I'm gonna blow, and you're gonna see, hopefully it's zero. I have zero alcohol in my body. Ready? Waiting, zeros. Now what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna take an unopened bottle of soy sauce. This is something you buy at the grocery store. It's unopened. There's the breaking of the seal. Now I'm going to pour a little bit in there. Yeah, all right, a little bit strong. Put the cap back on. Now I'm gonna wait 2 minutes. All right, I just waited 2 minutes, took a swig of soy sauce. Now I'm gonna blow into the machine. Ready? Wait. Analyzing, waiting, analyzing. This is scary. 0.12. That is over the legal limit. The legal limit is 0.08. Now, I'm not saying that, hey, you go out to your favorite Chinese restaurant, you have a great meal, you got a bunch of soy sauce, you get pulled over, the officer has you blow into a breathalyzer because he thinks you've been drinking. I'm not saying it's going to register because of the food you ate. This example is to show the fallacies of the technology behind fuel cell. I think the American public via the media has been sold a bill of goods that yes, that these breathalyzers are 100% accurate. This example is to show that no, they can't be trusted and that they will register food condiments as alcohol. I'm gonna go through another series of 6 other foods in another video, and another video, and I'm gonna show you different types of foods that register, and one's really gonna scare you. I'm also not saying that Draeger is a crappy machine. I'm just saying that that's a machine I got, that's the one I'm using. I'm gonna use an AlcoSensor 4 in the next video. It has the same technology, and you'll see that as well. This is DUI lawyer Patrick Silva. I hope you've liked this video. Have a great day.